Hi, in this quick video, I'll show you how you can create a zero-based budget for an upcoming business cycle using ValQ. Now, the model that I have in front of me tracks the P&L for the year 2020, where I have the actuals compared to a benchmark budget. And in one of my earlier videos, I showed you how we can create a baseline budget for 2021 by starting with the actuals for the most recent cycle, which is fiscal 2020. But in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get started with a blank template, which essentially takes you through zero-based budgeting model. Now, in this case, I'm going to start off not with the actuals, but with an empty series. And let me name it my zero-based budgeting 2021. And I go ahead and click on submit. And what you will now see is pretty much a blank template, which has all the hierarchy and the relationships intact. Now let me go to the cost side of the equation. Now let's say our material cost for 2021 is going to be around 36 million. I just need to go there and key in 36M, and I'm going to do an equal distribution. And instantly what you will see is that there has been a 3 million allocated for each month, and the results also roll up to the top. Now similarly, let's say the labor is around 15 million. And I can do the same thing here, right? I can click on equals and it's going to spread it equally across all the months. But usually material follows the procurement cycle, whereas labor might follow the production cycle. And in this case, I want to track this based on how much we actually produced. Basically, I'll retain the seasonality information from the year 2020, but I'm going to do this as a budget from scratch. Now, what I'll do here is I'll just go and click on weight. And I'm going to go here and say that, hey, you know what? I want to take a series, a reference series, which is the actuals. And I want to use the same node, labor. And essentially what it will do is it will split this 15 million across all these months, taking seasonality from the actuals. So the moment I click on this, you will see that the split is not equal. 1.1 million, 1.2 million, 1.4 million, and so forth. It's still splitting a new budget across months, but it's using the trend line or the seasonality from the most recent actuals. Now I can do a few more things like this. So let's say I go and add, let's say 6 million towards others. I can also key in as a whole number and then do a equal spread. And anytime I do this, all my results are going to get rolled up automatically to the top. Now let's do something different here. Let me get into gross sales. So I'll go to gross sales and then say, hey, we're actually planning a gross sale of about, let's say 180 million for the next year. Now just watch what happens, right? So when I go and click on equals, it spreads this equally across all the months. So let's assume in this case, I'm not worried about seasonality. So this is fine. But unfortunately, what it does is it also splits it equally across all the three children, goods, services, and others. But my business units are not structured like this, right? Ideally, I would like to know whether I want seasonality or not across the months. I do need to preserve the contribution from each of these businesses. So what I can do here is let me go to allocation history. And let me revert to the earlier step. And this is something ValQ allows you to do because all the changes that we do in the intelligent and editable table get tracked as part of the allocation history. So let me just go and say restore to an earlier step. And now what I will do is I'm going to type in 180 million, but the allocation across children, it has to follow weights, but I'm going to use weights from my actual series. So once I do this and then I click on 180 million and then I do an equal spread, and this equal spread happens horizontally. So it's split equally across each month, but the allocation to children happens based on the split from the actuals information. So this is phenomenal because it's much harder to do this in a single step, even using spreadsheet models. Now, anytime I do this, I can also go and add comments like I showed you earlier. So let's say, hey, our target, and then You can come back anytime and then use these comments for collaborating with other users. Similarly, I can also go and change it, right? Once I've entered a value, I can also go and change it. So let's say we want to spend another 2 million, let's say in the second half of the year. So one thing I can do is I can lock all the way from Jan till June, and then I can add an additional 1 million or 2 million here, right? So I can also do this incrementally. Now I go and click on weights or equals. And what this will do is it'll automatically start allocating changes from July all the way through December. And it's not going to touch Jan till June because these items are locked, and I can release the lock at any point in time. So I hope you like this zero-based budgeting capability that ValQ delivers. So go ahead and download the file and then play around with it. And if you haven't seen my previous video on how to create a baseline plan and budget, go take a look at it as well, because in that video I will show how we can start off with the actuals for 2020 and build a budget for 2021. And in one of the other videos, I've also covered how to perform time series forecasting. So this is usually used in case where you have like for example, product sales information for the last 3-4 years, and you just want to do a time series forecasting into the year 2021. So there are several options to build your budgets. So go ahead and explore them out. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us for help. Thank you and have a great day.